Federal authorities subpoena New York City Mayor's Director of Asylum Seeker Operations. Now, let me ask you guys this. What kind of information do you all think that they'll get from the Director of Asylum Seekers? They might get some pretty interesting stuff, right? As New York City Mayor Eric Adams faces a swarm of investigations into his top ranks, federal prosecutors are now seeking information about the director of New York City's Asylum Seeker Office. That's interesting. Federal prosecutors scrutinizing a web of top officials in New York Mayor Eric Adams' administration subpoenaed the director of the city's Office of Asylum Seeker Operations to testify before a grand jury. Molly Schaefer, who coordinates the city's efforts to get housing and social services for newly arrived migrants, received the subpoena at her Brooklyn home on Friday, according to a person familiar with the matter. The person spoke to the Associated Press on a condition of anonymity because they were not authorized to discuss the subpoena. Now, let me ask you guys this question. How many of you all think that these media agencies ever turn these people back in to the people that they snitched on? Do you guys think that that ever happens? If you guys think that that happens, give me a thumbs up. If you guys don't think that it happens, give me a thumbs down. Authorities did not seize Schaefer's electronic devices, as they have done to several other of Adams' aides in recent weeks, but served her a subpoena requesting her presence in front of a federal grand jury in Manhattan, the person said. It was not immediately clear when the testimony would take place or how it could fit with the multiple ongoing federal law enforcement investigations swirling around Adams, a first-term Democrat and former police captain. Schaefer directed questions to the deputy mayor for communications, Fabian Levy, who declined to comment on the nature of the investigation. We expect all team members to fully comply with any ongoing inquiry, Levy wrote in a text message. Molly Schaefer is an integral part of our team and works hard every day to deliver for New Yorkers. Schaefer has not been accused of any wrongdoing. Federal prosecutors often use subpoenas to get testimony or records from people with information relevant to an investigation, not necessarily because they believe the person has committed a crime. A spokesperson for the U.S. Attorney's Office in Manhattan declined to comment. In her current role, Schaefer works closely with another top mayoral aide, Tim Pearson, a longtime confidant of Adams, who oversees contracts for new shelters built by the city to house asylum seekers. Now, that's kind of interesting, right? Because when it comes to a lot of that stuff, a lot of those were no bid contracts. Shout out to DC Precise. DC Precise says, yo, son, they coming for my head, son. I told him that I'll treat him right. I got the key to the city for him and everything. Bro, facts. It's looking bad. It's looking bad for Big E. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says earlier this month, federal agents seized the phones of Pearson along with several other top deputies to the mayor, including New York City Police Commissioner, the school's chancellor, and 2 deputy mayors. The police commissioner, Edward Cabin, resigned last week. So you guys were aware of that. They kind of made a big deal out of that in the media, and it was kind of all over the place. Those seizures are believed to be related to probes overseen by Manhattan federal prosecutors examining, at least in part, whether the relatives of top-ranking Adams aides used their family connection for financial gain. Now, let me ask you guys this. How likely is it, do you think, that they'd be able to prove that? How likely do you guys think that it would be for them to be able to prove that the family was used, that the family used themselves for financial gain? Remember what I said about when they start tying in financial stuff, they're doing that to be able to have a wider array of prosecutory tools to get the person that they want. You know what I'm saying? In July, Adams received his own subpoena from federal prosecutors seeking information from him, his campaign, and City Hall. That request came 8 months after FBI agents seized the mayor's phones and an iPad as he was leaving an event in Manhattan. Those subpoenas requested information about the mayor's schedule, his overseas travel, and potential connections to the Turkish government, according to a person familiar with the matter who spoke on a condition of anonymity because they were not authorized to discuss the investigations. Adams has also not been accused of doing any wrong. A separate federal probe led by U.S. Attorney Office in Brooklyn is believed to be focused on Adams' director of Asian affairs, Winnie Greco. So like almost everybody around Eric Adams is under investigation. That's not good. That's not good. It to me, and let me ask you guys how you feel about this. If everybody around you is under an investigation, what that tells me is that they're poking those people to see if they can get something about you to come out. If you guys agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down. So now here it says Schaefer has led the Office of Asylum Seeker Operations since its creation last year, overseeing the city's response to the arrival of more than 200,000 migrants and the wide-ranging effort to house and feed the surge of new arrivals. She previously worked for Adams' predecessor, Mayor Bill de Blasio. Now, let me ask you this. All of these people who have been servicing the migrant crisis, do you guys think that they've made a lot of money off of the migrant crisis? There's probably been lots of money made from the migrant crisis. A lot of money that we probably don't know too much about.